Sandra Crathern, Inner Vision, Health and Wellbeing today, and today is my final one of 4 vlogs that I do, so we will be looking at the sort of middle of July, and there'll be 2 weeks time I will be not a registered nurse anymore, and I thought it would be quite nice to talk about the grieving process, really. Grieving for something you've lost. And there's a couple of things in my life right now that I'm grieving. One of them obviously is this nurse registration, which is, really big deal for me because, I can't even watch the nanny program, the midwives, Call the Midwives. I can't even watch that because that's what I wore, that sort of cape. And God, I wasn't expecting to get a bit upset today, but, I'm grieving, I'm grieving over something. I was only 18 when I started my training, and I met my husband while I was doing my training. I had an amazing time, and I was not the most appropriate nurse half the time. I was out at parties all night and staying up, but I think I was a good nurse, when I started to knuckle down a bit better. I think I was a good nurse and people said I was. So there's a grieving process, and it doesn't happen just overnight. It's something that takes a while. And also I'm grieving for my mum in a way because she's in a nursing home and's got Alzheimer's, and that's another grieving process really, because I went to see her in the nursing home the other day. We have weekly visits and nice times together, and thank you God she remembers who I am, and she doesn't know exactly what's going on, but she's not too bad really. But and I went to give her a hug and I started crying because I just thought, I don't really want to leave you in this nursing home, it's hideous, I'm going to just take you home, which isn't possible at all really. And yeah, she sort of felt me crying in her chest, and she was hugging me and kissing me, and it was all very lovely. But I am grieving because my mum isn't the mum, I'm looking after her more really now. I bath her sometimes and I tell her what's going on, and she just follows instructions really. So yeah, I think we've got to allow ourselves to grieve for whatever it is. It is a process. You never know. I'm still grieving, and my dad died 20 odd years ago. I still sometimes find I'm crying because I want him or I miss him or something. So, yeah, if you're grieving for something, it's okay. It's a process, and it's part of being alive and part of life. So I am going through my own little process of grieving too, and that's okay.